Stop scrolling right now, because what just happened with the Los Angeles Dodgers' 40-man roster decision is way bigger than anyone outside that front office realizes. This isn't some routine administrative move that gets buried in the transaction wire. This is the kind of strategic roster management that separates championship organizations from pretenders. And if you understand what the Dodgers just did by protecting Ronan Kopp, you'll see exactly why this team is positioned to make another deep up. Ronan Kopp just got added to the 40-man roster to protect him from the Rule 5 draft. And before you dismiss this as just another minor league move, let me explain why this matters more than most free agent signings you'll see this winter. Kopp is 23 years old, drafted in the 12th round back in 2021, which means he wasn't some hyped first-round pick everyone was watching. He's been quietly developing in the system, and his numbers from last season are absolutely ridiculous. 3.43 ERA between AA and AAA. 91 strikeouts in just 57 innings. That's a strikeout rate of 14.2 per 9 innings, which ranked 4th highest among all minor league pitchers with at least 50 innings at AA or higher. Think about what that means for a second. This kid is missing bats at an elite level against advanced competition. He's not doing this in rookie ball against teenagers. He's facing AAA hitters who are one phone call away from the majors, and he's absolutely dominating them. That kind of swing and miss stuff doesn't come around often, especially from left-handed relievers who can attack from unusual angles. And that's exactly what Kopp brings to the table. He's 6'7", throws downhill with deceptive movement, and generates the kind of uncomfortable at-bats that elite relievers create now. Here is why this protection matters so much. The Dodgers' bullpen, for all its success over the years, has lacked a young, high-octane left-handed strikeout arm who can come in and dominate any part of the lineup. They've had plenty of effective relievers, but T here is a specific archetype missing. That long lefty who throws from a weird angle and makes hitters look silly. Ronan Kopp projects to be exactly that kind of weapon, and the Dodgers front office knows it. That's why they used one of their precious 40-man roster spots to protect him instead of leaving him exposed. Some people might wonder why the Dodgers only protected one player in the Rule 5 draft. Where are all the other prospects? Here is the reality that casual fans don't always understand. None of the Dodgers' top 100 prospects, according to MLB Pipeline, were even eligible for the Rule 5 draft. Only 2 players from their organization's top 30 list were eligible, and neither had the combination of readiness and upside that Kopp possesses. Peter Hubek and Noah Miller were the other 2 eligibles, but teams looking to grab Rule 5 picks want players who can contribute immediately or have such obvious talent that the risk is worth it. Kopp fits that profile perfectly. The other brilliant part of this decision is roster flexibility. By keeping the 40-man roster at 39 players instead of filling it completely, flexibility for trades and free agent signings over the next few weeks. When you are an aggressive front office trying to build a three-peat contender, you need roster spots available to make moves quickly without having to DFA or valuable depth pieces. That's championship-level roster management, and it's one of the many reasons the Dodgers consistently compete at the highest level year after year. Let's also talk about Ryan Ward, because his addition to the 40-man roster earlier this month deserves way more attention than it received. Ward absolutely demolished AAA pitching last season, .290 batting average, .937 OS, 36 home runs, which led all of AAA, 122 RDIs. He also significantly improved his strikeout rate, which was the one thing holding him back from being a legitimate major league option. Now he's 28 years old and ready to contribute immediately, if given the opportunity. Brandon Gomes, the Dodgers general manager, already said publicly that Ward is expected to compete for major league at-bats in 2026. That's not lip service. That's the organization telling you they believe this guy can help them win games at the highest level. And when you look at what the Dodgers' outfield production was like during stretches last season, adding a left-handed power bat who's proven he can hit, advanced pitching makes, whether he becomes a platoon piece, a bench bat with pop, or forces his way into more regular playing time, Ward gives the Dodgers another weapon they didn't have before now. Combine these roster moves with everything else the Dodgers are doing this offseason. They're reportedly pursuing premium bullpen arms like Devin Williams. They're always in the conversation for top-tier free agents. They have the financial resources to add whoever they want, But what separates elite organizations from everyone else is that they don't just throw money at problems, they build depth throughout the organization. They identify players other teams overlook, they develop them properly, and then they have those players ready to contribute when injuries happen. That's exactly what protecting Ronan Kopp represents. This is the Dodgers saying we see something special in this kid, and we're not going to let another organization steal him away just because he wasn't a big name prospect. Remember, some of the most impactful relievers in recent postseason history were first round picks. They were guys who got developed properly, put in positions to succeed, and then thrived when the lights were brightest. Kopp has the kind of stuff that can become absolutely lethal in October, and the Dodgers aren't willing to risk losing him. The skeptics will say this is just a minor move that won't matter. They'll point to all the high-profile free agents available and question why anyone should care about a Rule 5 protection. But those people don't understand how championship rosters are actually built. Yes, you need stars. Yes, you need expensive free agents who can be difference makers. But you also need depth. You need young, cost-controlled players who can step up when called upon. You need relievers who can get critical outs in the playoffs. That's what this move is about. Let's also address the elephant in the room. It's incredibly difficult to do in any sport, but especially in baseball, where randomness and variance play such huge roles. A.J. Pierzynski said in a recent interview that he doesn't think the Dodgers will win 3 straight. He pointed to their starting pitching health concerns, the need for bullpen help, and the fact that they're another year older. Those are all legitimate points. But here's what people forget. The Dodgers have the resources and the organizational infrastructure to address every single one of those concerns. Stunting pitching health is an issue. They can go sign another premium starter or trade for one. Bullpen needs help. They're already targeting the best available relievers, getting older. They have young players like Ronan Kopp and Ryan Ward ready to step up and contribute. This organization doesn't sit still. They identify weaknesses and attack them aggressively. That's why they've been so consistently excellent for over a decade now. The closer market this offseason is absolutely loaded. Edwin Diaz, Tanner Scott, Devin Williams, and several other quality arms are available. When you have that many good relievers hitting free agency at the same time, it creates opportunity. Some team is going to get incredible value because the market will be saturated. The Dodgers, with their analytical approach and their ability to identify which relievers will thrive in their system, are perfectly positioned to capitalize. Adding someone like Devin Williams, who had a down year but possesses elite stuff, could be the kind of bounce-back sign that pays massive dividends in October. What makes this all so fascinating is watching how championship organizations operate differently than everyone else. The Dodgers aren't panicking. They're not making desperate moves. They're methodically building a roster that can.